Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show. No.
It's the Tryforce.
Hello?
Sorry, I had an intro, but
No, I know, I was
but King Crimson erased it. Welcome to the Tryforce podcast, everybody. That's what I asked for 10 seconds of dead air. I knew you couldn't. I knew you would crack.
I'm so confused. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, man.
No, yeah.
That's
We had an intro, but King Crimson erased it. Sorry.
You know, that must be what the characters actually feel like. Honestly, right? Like I wouldn't be able to handle that. I would freak out immediately. I need everything to be like right in front of me at all times. I'd have a panic attack. Like there's no. Wow, that was weird.
I watched that happen, like, in real time. I was like, it's perfect. There's no way he'll survive this.
The best part about it, he didn't even warn me. It was just like, he's like, yeah, I got an intro. And I'm like, he's like, and 3, 2, 1.
I did do that. In retrospect, I did do that.
I'm sitting here like, did I go deaf? Like,
No.
Did it finally happen?
No. We're in another bizarre evening together, and what a bizarre start it was. We are back talking about JoJo.
I am so happy about it. Also, we absolutely have to tell Jiggy about the next JoJo episode that we do.
That's true.
Yeah.
This one was a bit of a knee-jerk JoJo. And,
yeah.
But we make it happen. And the next part is part 6, and we all know how Jiggy feels about Jolene. So
I don't know anything about Jolene because I still haven't watched part 6. So I will be fresh for that podcast.
Love that. Can't wait for that. It's an insane time. But yeah, shout out to Jiggy Nachos. Absolutely. wherever you may be nachoing right
now. They do call him Wandering Nachos.
He's the type of chip that likes to roam around. Yeah, so we're back with the Italian Mafia, but we're also back on like a hard exposition episode. Like, it's always like a cold open episode with Araki when we're coming back into part 5 with episode 26.
Oh,
it's crazy to think that we're nearing the end of this.
Absolutely. It's crazy. It's noisy. It's bizarre. It takes place in a town. It's JoJo.
Those are the only requirements. So if anybody is currently in a town with too much noise,
please just slightly
contact us on Twitter. We can help. Oh my god. Yeah, no, so I actually took notes for this episode. If we get to a certain point where we'll have to talk some severe scientific theories. If not, I have them forever.
Absolutely.
Because, yeah. There's not too much to say except how have you been? I feel like this is my only avenue to talk to you, so, like, how are you doing?
No, it is not.
It's not, but, like, here I am asking you, how are you doing?
No, how have I been? I've been okay, man. Like, I'm stepping back from streaming for a little bit. I'm kind of like, I ever just need a day to just reclaim, or not a day, but, like, a year to, like, reclaim your mental health and, like, just kind of let all the problems fizzle out. You know?
Yeah, I'll be better in exactly 365 days.
Yeah, I'm like in that boat right now. Like I'm planning a stream return at some point, but it's not happening soon. So like I'm just sitting back. I'm really just enjoying life. You know,
that's dope.
It's good. I don't feel crazy tired for the first time in forever.
That is definitely important. Glad to hear that.
Absolutely. How about you, dude?
I'm chilling, you know. We're about to go on spring break at work, which I'm severely excited about. But as I told you earlier, I have to proctor the tune-in exams tomorrow. So it's exam season.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's its own special beast for sure.
Hell yeah. I pray for you. The last one went the last one went like extraordinarily bad. And you can find that out on the Naruto podcast that Rain and I do.
Love that.
Yeah. Good Lord, did the last one go bad? So just keep your head up, keep your eyes out, and remember that your life is the most important. So
I got it. After 4:00, I'm out of there.
After 4:00, you see a snake, you get the hell out. That's it.
I'm chilling. I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that like the last time we went back here into the JoJo bucket, we had the Notorious B.I.G. episode, which is its own beast, obviously, that we explained. But the idea is the fact that the mysterious boss of Passione, of the Italian mafia, has kind of finally shown himself in this part of JoJo. And may I just say, fucking finally.
Yeah.
It's been 25 episodes, my man.
Yeah. I mean, he wants to be unknown and ironically makes that very known. Like,
right.
Just, my God, dude. Like, how... I don't understand how you can run an organization as big as Passione and be that anonymous. You know, that's bizarre.
Yeah, certainly. I just feel like after part 4 and Kira, Araki was just like, what if this, but like a lot.
I feel like we didn't lean into the secrecy enough. Let's make it the literal entire plot.
Right. And now this enters into definitely kind of just a new level of deep with episode 26.
Did nobody think to like fingerprint the like anything that came from the boss?
No, I guess not. It doesn't really seem that way.
This could have been solved so easy.
as we learned in this episode, that might not be foolproof.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see you. I see you.
So episode 26, our almost 140th episode of JoJo. A little story from the past. My name is Doppio. Get introduced into the character, the absolutely confusing character of Doppio in this part of the story.
Oh,
which is good.
Oh boy.
Kinda. Just good, kinda. You know, helps to frame everything? Question mark?
Yeah. I don't know.
Here we go. Why don't you come along on this odyssey with me, boys?
Yeah, let's do it.
In the summer of 1965, a Sardinian woman in an Italian prison gave birth to a pink-haired baby boy.
Oh, by the way, Sardinian woman, I just want to give a shout out to someone who I know who fits that description. I have a friend who lives in Sardinia. Ela, if you're listening to this, shout out to you. I know I send you like thousands of JoJo memes. There was one like there was one screenshot where Giorno just goes Sardinia, and I took a picture and I sent it to her. I'm like, if you see this motherfucker, just get out of the room, just get out of the area, get like out of, just fly anywhere, just leave.
I love that. Well, I want to know what their stand would be.
Absolutely.
And we'll bring it back when we maybe finish this or go on to part 6.
I think their stand. We were talking about pineapples the other day for some reason. I forgot why. We were equating pineapples to the United States. They are fed. They look strange. They are delicious. They are delicious on the inside, but they're the only fruit that actively tries to kill you. And, and she's like, that's what I want to be. Juicy and violent. And I feel like that would be her stand name.
Juicy and violent.
Oh, God. That made me laugh so hard.
Oh, my God. That is good. I love that. So shout out. Absolutely. In the summer of 1965, a Sardinian woman in an Italian prison gave birth to a pink-haired baby boy, during which time, a woman noticed that the boy's eyes momentarily changed color. Pink hair and shifting eyes. I'm like, this is a demon, baby. Like, we gotta return to sender on this one. I'm sorry.
Just a hard no. Like, you ever see that guy on TikTok who's like, no, no, no? Like, he pulls himself into the
just
camera.
like zooms in, right?
Yeah. Literally that guy. Holy shit.
The baby was then taken in by the church, yikes, growing into a teenager under the care of a friendly priest. Yikes. The boy... the boy became known as someone rather cowardly and slow, but open-hearted. Relatable. Relatable. However, one night the priest found the boy's mother underneath concrete at the church. Buried, but still alive. Somehow.
Okay.
Underneath the concrete. Okay. And deemed that she had been there for years.
What?
The lung strength on this woman is insane.
What?
Yeah, no, this makes no sense.
Oh my god.
The boy caught the priest in the act, and that night the entire building.
In what
village
act?
burned. I don't know. It doesn't say.
I don't like that implication at all.
I don't know what it means.
I don't like that implication one bit.
Abby and I are like halfway through part 6. I don't remember what the act was. I'm sorry, everybody.
No, I don't remember it either, and I don't think I want to.
You're stealing some cookies. The boy caught the priest in some sort of act, however vague and broad stroke that is.
Oh God.
That night, the entire village burned down, and the list of the dead included the priest and the boy. In the present, on Sardinia, the boy, still alive and a teenager, years later encounters a mysterious fortune teller. Yeah, so Doppio faked his own death, essentially, and lives in Sardinia now.
What an insane power move as like an 8-year-old. Like, why do you do that?
Right. Oh my god, I don't know where... No, he grows up to be at least like a teenager, so at least like 12 and 13, and then burns down an entire village.
How,
like, that bodes well for his general mental health.
Dude, it must have been so easy to get away with shit back in the 60s. You could just fake your own death that easily.
Yeah, no one cared, like, especially for kids.
No one gave a shit? Like,
dude, they used to put missing kids on the back of milk.
That's...
Milk.
That's so... Like, I was gonna walk out on the street and be like, there he is! Like, you know,
as I'm recycling, just so happens that I see this child.
My God, dude. Like, there's just a beautiful simplicity to that. Like, I could just do that. Like, I could just go and throw a sack of potatoes with my Frieza shirt on it and just say I died. I just throw it in front of a train. Like,
sir, this man is dead, but it also seems like there's potatoes everywhere.
He was in Idaho, citizen.
Oh my God. Right. So Doppio encounters this fortune teller, and the man offers to tell Doppio's fortune, and he determines that he's looking for his 15-year-old daughter, but is confused due to the boy's own apparent age. The fortune teller then begs to see the boy's palm to read deeper into his fortune, even proposing that he pay Doppio instead of the other way around. So this guy freaks out. He's like, please, like, my pride as a fortune teller is like on the line and shit.
Dude, like, I mean, what a power move. Imagine asking for a service and then be like, no, you pay me to perform this service on you. Like, you pay me to perform this service for me.
What's your ideal, like, transaction that you'd want to get paid for? For me, it's pizza. I just want to get just like, what do you have? This. It's like, try it. Here's $15. I'm like, thank you.
I mean, like, I would try some crazy ass sushi. You know, like I think if I could get paid to try sushi, I'd more than likely die. But like, I think it would scan. I think everybody in my life would just be like, yeah, that sounds like that's how that happened.
Maybe I'm bringing home $5 a roll to this house.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god! Like I would love to be a sushi tester. You know?
Nice. Yeah. Just what do you got? What's in the lab?
What absolute nightmare do you have for me today? I'm curious. Like
the teenager suddenly snaps and physically transforms into an adult, grabbing the fortune teller by the throat. The fortune teller then realizes that his attacker has two personalities, light and dark. With the older personality.
That's not a personality change. That's not a personality change. What the? If I was like in front of you, right? And I suddenly, my beard was white and down to my knees, and I was just 10 inches taller and like infinitely more jacked. I just looked like Santa Claus out of the Vietnam War. Like, you know, I looked like, yeah, would you say, wow, his personality changed? No, you'd have a stroke. Like,
hey, what is good, man?
Like, what do you mean personality change?
Yeah, no. So he's got two personalities, and they also affect his physical body.
That is a full ass transformation. That is a Jekyll and Hyde ass looking.
That's Frieza right there. That's
Frieza.
That's ridiculous.
That's literally Frieza.
From a photograph, the fortune teller predicts that the boss will soon meet the traitor, Risotto Nero, the leader of the Hitman team. Sorry, excuse me. Risotto Nero. I had to roll my R, excuse me.
Ooh, did you do? I felt the hand. I felt the hand motion.
You got it. King Crimson then appears, swiftly executing the fortune teller. The boss reverts to the teenager, Doppio, who travels to Costa Smeralda by taxi. When the boss needs to speak and to control Doppio hallucinates a phone ringing and speaks through various miscellaneous objects, believing them to be cell phones, which is admittedly a hilarious bit.
I've seen this guy on the subway before. Hello? I'm a New Yorker. I don't even think I'd bat an eye if someone wasn't doing that. I'll be honest.
Just using a full duck as a cell phone on the L train.
I think I would just be like, I'm 2 stops away. Man, this podcast is great.
Oh my god!
Please do tell me more about Gilles de Rais. I need to like just.
Oh, he's a fucking crazy guy, bro.
What a fucking maniac! Like,
yeah, I'm so glad we can talk about that now. That shit is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like,
Doppio is discovered by Risotto, who realizes that Doppio is a stand user when he reacts to the sound of Narancia's Aerosmith plane scouting the area, which signifies the arrival of Bucciarati's team. So it's a face-off between basically Diavolo as Doppio and Risotto Nero, who's been the head of the Hitman team this entire time, and very famously is dressed like a BDSM clown. I don't know what is good with this man.
Yes, listen, we don't kink shame here on the Tryforce podcast, but we like kind of, sort of, little bit.
I don't know, man. I love it. The outfit is tight. Like the whole vibe is good.
Literally, very literally. And it just can't be comfortable. Like I just don't understand. Like that's such a double or nothing for a fight, because you're either going to freak the person out so much they're going to run away, or you're going to hinder yourself physically and they're not going to give a shit. Like,
right, exactly.
Oh man,
my lord. Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. And you know what? It's not the strangest we've seen, I think.
It's the fashion equivalent of those lizards that do the neck thing. Like, you know what
Facts.
I mean?
Facts there. Risotto uses his stand Metallica to create razor blades, steel scissors, and steel needles that puncture Doppio from the inside out.
Using
iron from his own blood. Sorry, that's important.
I remember I was like, I think when did this come out? What year did this come out?
This has an OAD, an original air date of April 13th, 2019 in the Japanese and May 17th, 2020 in the English dub.
Okay, because I remember our mutual friend Rob Payne showing me this scene.
That is a guy.
Yeah, I remember because I had never watched JoJo at this point. I had barely any clue as to what JoJo was. Right. And I remember him showing me this scene specifically. And he's like, yeah, so this is the kind of stuff that happens in JoJo, and this is why I love it. And I'm like, Rob, what the fuck are you talking about?
What is happening?
I was like, what? In what universe? I was like, I trust you on a lot of things, Rob. We are towing a line that we need to talk about. Yeah. It's one of those shows where it only makes sense in universe, and this is just a perfect example of that.
Yeah, it's rough because eventually Risotto actually starts to use up the iron in Doppio's blood, and it makes it difficult to breathe because iron is actually what moves oxygen throughout your blood.
Yeah, which is that is a crazy power. But like, just imagine you have the ability to do that, and you just create scissors inside people. Just create blades, dude.
Right.
Like,
no, he does. It says razor blades, steel scissors, and steel needles.
I know, but like, why the scissors? The scissors got the rubber part.
Yeah,
where's that coming from?
It's like those kind of like barber scissors or like the scissors that are completely metal.
So like, why bother with the scissors? Why not just the razors and the needles?
I firmly believe that the scissors are a flex.
I think so. Yeah, I guess so.
The scissors are a flex, and that's Risotto Nero.
I think I'd make little busts of myself that just clog their bloodstream.
No, it's crazy though, because at a point, Risotto gets his like leg cut off. I don't know if that's the next episode, and I'm like pulling a U or whatever. No, yeah, that's next episode. I'm gonna get to that. Anyhow,
I didn't do it this time. Look at that.
While Risotto prepares, I did it. Yeah. While Risotto prepares another attack, the boss calls Doppio on one of his like cell phones. I believe it's the frog. I do believe this is the frog phone.
This is a good one.
Absolutely iconic. Yeah, like I feel like every Doppio cosplayer has the frog.
Yeah.
And tells him to get within 2 meters of Risotto, which will allow the boss to swiftly take control of their shared body and kill Risotto with King Crimson before he can discover his true identity, the thing that the boss actually doesn't want. You know, I don't know if that's been abundantly clear so far. In order to help with this, the boss lends Doppio a portion of his power, which he calls epitaph, or in the English, it is eulogy. So we had Emperor Crimson and eulogy. Ridiculous. Yeesh. So I did some notes in a piece of paper which I wrote at the top, HDKCW, or how does King Crimson work? And epitaph is the little head on top of King Crimson's head. And it's
so weird.
Yeah, it's like a substand. It's very Yoshikage Kira, and it can view a forecast of the future, and anything that he sees is fated to happen, and he has no control over it until he activates King Crimson, which we will talk about a little bit later.
God, that is such an unbelievably inconvenient power.
Yeah, and it can show like why he's come to be able to. This is the answer to your question earlier. Like, this is how he's been able to kind of rise to the top and be this anonymous, because he can literally see any threat against him if he looks forward into the future at the right time.
That's so cool. I also love the idea that like a lot of the Passione people just think that like when they're leaving, when the boss personally leaves packages for somebody, like he's just sneaking around a corner and he's just really good at hide and seek. Like, I just love that idea. Like, I'm talking like Robbie Rotten style, like fucking just creeping around.
Awful. Yeah, just in the back.
Wow, the boss is good. Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like a shared body, a shared experience. So whoever isn't in control is kind of creeping in the back of their mind.
Literally. Oh my god,
crazy. Episode 26, we've got King Crimson versus Metallica, which, you know, we could debate that question in real life. But Emperor Crimson versus Metallic in the English dub. Just without the A. Metallic. That's it. It's metallic. It is made of metal. Amazing.
I like to think that, that there's a lawyer for the localization team that's just reading this, and he's just like, Metallica, and it's like written in pencil. He's just like, just takes it like a comically large eraser, just erases the A, and he's just like, safe.
Metallic.
Metallic. They'll never know.
Through Doppio's imaginary foam, the boss instructs Doppio to use Epitaph to predict Risotto's movements by glancing 10 seconds into the future, which is why I did our intro earlier. It's because both Epitaph and Emperor Crimson, King Crimson, have a 10-second ability. So that's the thing. With Epitaph's power, Doppio sees a vision of a pair of scissors piercing out of his throat. Unable to avoid this from happening, Doppio quickly clasps his throat and removes the scissors. He deduces Risotto's ability to transform the iron in his body into metallic objects, as well as Risotto to cloak his own visibility with iron. That's true. Motherfucker was invisible this entire time. What?
That's so awesome. Like, I don't get it, but it's awesome.
I think they made like some like idea about like chameleons and like how they transport the iron in their blood. I don't remember.
They don't. No.
I don't know.
That is entirely skin pigmentation. They just have control over that.
Yep. Gotcha. Anyway, I'm not going to try to explain this.
Yep. I mean, technically, if we unlocked the genes to do it, we could fucking do it too.
Right. Next, Doppio sees a vision of a severed foot and, sensing Risotto's direction, throws the scissors that he had torn out of his own throat and cuts off Risotto's foot. Here we go. That's the foot. There we are.
I just love the idea of like him watching getting the vision, and it's just a foot. There's no other context to it. He's just like, what does this mean?
All right, exactly. How do I use this to win? So now Risotto is aware of Doppio's precognitive abilities and reattaches his severed foot with metal staples, which is what I wanted to bring up because you can see that Metallica, the stand, is also like part of him. It's in his blood, and there's these little shining little ghosts in his blood. They're so cute.
They are very cute.
Oh, it's so adorable. I love it, even though it's a terrifying power. Very scared.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. No thanks.
Right. So, Risotto presses his attack, transforming more iron from Doppio's body into objects. The loss of iron from his body not only weakens Doppio, but as I said, it also reduces his body's ability to absorb oxygen, leaving him short of breath.
Dude, I have had an iron deficiency for a week, basically. I just wasn't getting enough iron, and like I had a mild iron deficiency, and I felt like shit. I don't know how he pushed through at all, but no, absolutely not.
Yeah, you got to feel terrible for sure. It's not great. Definitely not ideal in a fight, and that's probably what made him such a lethal assassin, as he could just literally kill people with themselves. That's insane.
That is a nightmare.
Yeah, no. If what happened to Risotto didn't happen to Risotto, he could have been the main villain of this part.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I debate this all the time. It's absolutely true.
Like, how do you beat that? What do you do? My stand makes me made of porcelain. I don't have blood anymore. Like some motherfucker like that's got to come through.
Right, exactly. Risotto prepares to finish off Doppio, slowly coming to the realization of the identity of Doppio's second personality, the boss of the organization that he once tried to take down. Wild. However,
that is insane.
Yeah. They had that whole attempted coup that they tried, and now they're trying it again, and several of his comrades have died. And it's like, oh my god, this is the motherfucker. This is the guy.
That's like, imagine like being, you're like losing this fight at this point, 100% losing this fight, and then you figure it out. Oh fuck, no,
dude, come on, we gotta push through this. However, the scalpels that Doppio had early attempted to throw at Risotto end up flying in the direction of Bucciarati's group, attracting their attention. Risotto is suddenly shot from behind by Aerosmith, which can only detect Risotto's breathing as Doppio has run out of oxygen, basically the iron in his blood. So he's breathing not a whole lot of oxygen.
Oh yeah,
or carbon monoxide as a result. I don't quite remember, but either way, it only detects Risotto's breathing and not Doppio's. So
well, because like he's barely breathing at all. Like
this is what I was trying to say in an earlier episode about Aerosmith and about Narancia. If Narancia didn't do this, it's very possible that Diavolo would have been defeated right here and over and done with. And I think I lost him. Did I lose him?
No, I'm here. I'm right here.
Oh, sorry.
I said yeah, and I thought you were going to go on.
No,
like,
I literally didn't hear that.
Did we just
I'm
lose
so
more
sorry.
time?
No, it's King Crimson.
God damn it.
King Crimson did it.
Fuck. We can blame every...
That's crazy. Oh my god, now I know how you felt.
We can blame every technical difficulty going forward on King Crimson.
King Crimson. Oh my god. No. Yeah. Oh my god. The boss then takes control of Doppio's body and explains his plan to Risotto. Fatally wounded, Risotto realizes that Doppio's other personality is the boss, leading us to episode 28, which has quite a poetic title. Beneath a Sky on the Verge of Falling.
Ooh.
Oh. Ouchie mama.
That's a beautiful title.
Spicy. So I don't know if you happen to know, risotto nero is rice with squid ink in it. Nero means black in Italian, so that's why it's called risotto nero.
I've never had squid ink. I hear it's delicious.
It's all right. It's case by case. Some people like it. Some people are freaked out by it. You know what, man? I'm not freaked out by color and texture of food, which is weird because I have ASD, but like, I'm not freaked out by it at all. I used to have do you remember when ketchup was like doing this thing where it was like different colors? Green and purple and Shrek ketchup. I was like, hell yeah. I just finished Captain Crunch blue maple syrup. Like I'm like, I don't care, man. I like the freaky shit. Like I'm here for it. Right. I'm glad. Yeah, so and you love seafood, so I don't see any reason why you reject that. It's just the fact that it's ink. Like I feel I've tasted ink before. Like just clear your mind. Just clear it. Not of my own accord, but like it's. Oh god. It was no. I put a pen in my mouth to hold it for a second, and it fucking blew up on my tongue. Classic. Oh man. Risotto uses his final bit of strength to grab the boss and attempt to trick Aerosmith into shooting both of them. But then Diavolo activates King Crimson. Now, I do have this whole bunch of notes about how King Crimson works, so I'm going to explain what happens here, and then I'll go into some further detail. So, King Crimson erases the time in which the bullets were shot to avoid them, killing Risotto in its place. So, King Crimson can skip up to 10 seconds of time. Diavolo is fully in control of himself while this happens, and the victims around him are not in control. The victims have no memory of the time skip. Diavolo can move and alter what's around him that's about to happen to him, but he can't attack anybody. And when he's time skipping, objects just phase through him, pretty much, essentially. So he erases time. He is a combination of Bites the Dust and the world. It's insane.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I just fucking hell, dude. Like what I don't like I forgot how they beat him, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But like I remember like thinking about this stand specifically. I'm like, how the fuck? Like we beat the time skipping stand. We beat the time stand with another time stand of the exact same type. How? What? Who? No one. What is Mista doing against this?
No, nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing, my boy.
My God, the only one who could probably have done something was fucking Fugo.
Exactly, dude.
Oh God, I think that's why they just shoved him off to the side, because they're gonna just be like, literally the air freshener kill, like, you know, just absolutely not.
Just surround him and just keep pumping him out.
Yeah, like the second you unfreeze time, GG. That's it.
Yeah, just make it an endurance game.
Yeah, right?
Right. So, Risotto Nero goes down. Unfortunate, but it paves the way for Diavolo to be the villain of the part from here on out. In order to regain his iron, the boss in Diavolo's body eats the nearby frog that he was using as a cell phone.
No! Froggy!
Yeah, to regain some iron, as Bucciarati and Narancia head to the scene of their battle. Abbacchio uses Moody Blues to search through the past on the Costa Smeralda beach, trying to recreate the boss's face from a photograph that was allegedly taken by the boss of his late wife. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's like, he's rolling back like years of time, like a long time, which is like more than Abbacchio has had to rewind this whole time. So it takes a lot of his concentration.
Oh yeah, of course. But like, I feel like with enough time, he could like go. Oh my God, that also begs the question: how far back do you think he can go?
I don't know. He might be taking Moody Blues can go back, I think, as far really back as it truly can. I don't know, as it truly has the time to do.
That's so crazy.
Araki did say it was the most powerful stand of the Part 5 squad. So
yeah, I mean,
don't know.
It's definitely the most useful.
It's as utility stands go, top tier.
Oh
sure.
yeah, absolutely. But I just like, do you think he ever just goes back and like just makes fun of everybody and just be like, hey, you remember this cringe thing you said? Let's rewind, shall we?
Moody Blues is going to remember that time where you disrespected women. Here you go.
Let's play it 4 or 5 times in front of your date. How about that? Wow.
Remember when you used woke as a pejorative? Here you go. Bucciarati and Narancia see Risotto's corpse and then unexpectedly another corpse. A young boy tied behind a rock with missing blood and his lips sewn together. What the fuck? Like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. But he just pulled a Dracula and just sucked out all this dude's blood to regain his iron.
That's horrifying. Like, imagine you're just taking a walk. Oh God.
And somebody just sews your lips together and sucks out all your blood.
That's I think that's the worst way to die. I really think that might be the worst.
That's pretty bad, for sure. Abbacchio is distracted for his rewind back on the beach by a group of young soccer players trying to retrieve their ball from a tree. When he goes to help them, for some reason, that's more important than the fucking mission that they've been on forever. He is mortally wounded by Diavolo, who, as Doppio, had impersonated one of the young boys. In the afterlife, Abbacchio reunites with his deceased partner from the police force, who commends him for his diligence in helping his friends.
Oh my God.
Yeah. After losing Fugo for no reason, losing a character for an actual reason hurt a lot.
Yeah, and not just a character, a Bacchio.
Yeah.
Like, just, he was the first JoBro of the series to go. Like,
Really
my
sad.
God.
Really sad. Considering there's another, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 episodes left. I think you could have maybe
Yeah, like, we could have squeezed out an
drag
episode or
this
two
out a
more.
little.
You know, just
so sad.
just seeing Moody Blues crumbling. Oh my God.
However, on this way out, though, top tier, as JoBros die, they tend to go fucking crazy with the on the way out, like, help. When Bucciarati's group come across Abbacchio's corpse, Giorno discovers that just before Moody Blues disappeared forever, Abbacchio used it to successfully recreate a death mask of the boss's face in a nearby stone pillar before disappearing forever.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they finally know what the boss looks like.
That's amazing. That's so. I mean, it's literally the same way. Fucking. Oh my God, Cockeween died.
Right.
Literally the same way.
With the on the way out help, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He died to literally get one tiny piece of information. Like, oh, God.
But it's such a critical piece of information. It's the thing that they've been searching for.
It
the
is.
whole
It
time.
really is. I know, but like, still.
Yeah. Tragic. R.I.P. to a real one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Episode 29, Get to the Roman Colosseum. Or Verso il Colosseo di Roma in the Japanese, which is pretty much just
Ooh.
Italian. Or, yeah, there is actually, another Japanese pronunciation, which I'm not going to do, obviously. But Bucciarati and Giorno search police and Interpol databases for a match, which you can just do, I guess, especially as a criminal, just hack into Interpol and the police.
I think so.
For a face that matches the one Abbacchio created without success. However, a voice within their laptop informs them that the boss's name is Diavolo and that his stand, King Crimson, is unbeatable, except possibly by using a special stand arrow, which they can collect from the voice's owner in Rome.
Here comes the stand arrow once again.
I wrote so many notes about this. Okay.
We bringing this bullshit back.
Oh, here we go. I'm like literally stretching right now. Here we go. Okay. So, they were created from a meteorite which crashed in Greenland and house a virus that kills most people but gives some people superhuman abilities if they survive its effects. This guy who went from the meteorite wanted to recreate the power of the gods, and essentially it is like that. It's like, okay, you either die or become a slight god, essentially, with a power. And that is, especially stands that come from the stand arrows, are particularly, powerful.
So stands are viruses.
Pretty much.
Essentially.
Yeah. Essentially, if you survive the virus, you get the powers.
Yo, why couldn't COVID be that?
Yo, if COVID gave us stands instead of murdering people and governments across the world not being able to handle it, that would have been pretty cool, but then we would live in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
You know what, though? Like, okay, so I want to have this talk with you because I think you're of the same mind as me.
Okay.
Yes, everything in JoJo is absolutely batshit crazy, and everybody has these ridiculous psychic punch ghosts. But, like, I feel like if we lived in a world with psychic punch ghosts as wielders of psychic punch ghosts, I feel like our job prospects would be so much more fun.
Because jobs and the economy could be influenced by stands.
Yeah, and not only that, but like, let's take it from a medieval standpoint or a D&D standpoint. Yes, I could run into a fucking beholder at some point, but I'd make my living going around and like killing monsters.
So you want both stands
awesome.
and monsters, essentially.
That's awesome. I would love to make that my living. Are you kidding me?
Well, I can't wait to invite you to my D&D JoJo campaign. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, please, literally time and day. I don't care what's happening that day, except if it's July 13th.
Right. It's important. Yes. I'll have that ready for the after party.
Hell yes.
All right. So as the stand arrows were then obviously purchased and otherwise taken by Enya the Hag, famously, including a special arrow called the Requiem arrow, which hasn't so far seemed to be used. However, there's famously the arrow that shows that is, obtained by Kira Yoshikage's father in Morio, but other than that, they all belong to Dio, and Dio stabbed himself with the stand arrow to gain the world, but also when he did, considering he had Jonathan Joestar's body, all of the Joestars awakened to their stands, including Joseph, Holly, Jotaro, and unknowingly to Joseph, Josuke as well. And hypothetically, Giorno as well, because he also he has that fever when he's a child as well.
Oh, yeah. And he's part of the Joestar bloodline.
For real. Yeah, because Dio had him with Jonathan Joestar's body. And he has the Joestar birthmark.
What an insane way to get revenge. I'm going to continue your bloodline with your body, but my head. What a fucking nutcase Dio was.
He's so crazy.
Like, I can't, like, what an insufferable piece of shit.
Bastard man. A terrible bastard man.
A bastard is a perfect way to do it. He's like Eric Cartman with powers.
Convinced that the offer for the stand arrow is genuine, Bucciarati agrees to meet the person behind the voice at the Roman Colosseum. Meanwhile, Diavolo reluctantly orders Doppio to send Cioccolata and Secco, the sadistic remaining members of his elite guard, after Bucciarati's team. So Cioccolata and Secco are quite a lot. I think we're going to get through their 3 episodes. We'll stop at 33. What do you say?
That's fine with me.
Sounds good. As soon as the team arrives on the Italian mainland, they are ambushed by Cioccolata and Secco. Cioccolata uses his stand Green Day to spread a deadly mold around the area. However, in the English dub, his stand is known as Green Tea.
It's so much more gross. Like, it just, ew.
It's not great. It's not great.
No, it's gross. Like, oh, God.
Green tea is actually quite healthy for you.
Yes, it is. But, like, and I get the hilarious negative connotation, but just, ew. Just, yee. Just give me the skeeves, man. Like, just, no.
Right. So this mold only infects people when they descend to a lower altitude, because he sees 2 gentlemen kind of like drunkenly stumbling down the stairs, and then like one of them doesn't have a lower half of his body anymore. And so as a result, Mista, thinking quickly, as it says, I don't know, blows up the boat's fuel tanks, throwing the team upwards onto the shore. Mista. Mista, please.
There could have perhaps been a different way to go about this. I feel like that wasn't the only option, you know?
Awful. Yep, so, but he does it, though. He sure does blow up the fuel tanks, and they ride the explosion, which wouldn't happen.
No, you would just die. That's just game over.
So we have episode 30, our 143rd episode of JoJo. I think that's, for whatever reason, worthy of celebration.
Absolutely. It is. It really is.
We've got Green Day and Oasis, Part 1, or in the English dub, Green Tea and Sanctuary, Part 1.
Oh my god. Here
Oasis to Sanctuary is an interesting jump, but whatever. If you must, essentially is how I feel about it.
Yeah, literally.
Bucciarati sends the mold-affected Narancia back into the turtle to be healed by Giorno, as he and Mista begin making their way up to the village to escape Cicolato's deadly mold. Which
I love how the turtle is just their Pokemon center. Like, they just like... It's so good.
Back in the turtle. Get back in the turtle.
Literally.
So obviously, as should make no surprise, Cicolata is just Italian for chocolate. So again, we have the food type names, and Secco is obviously a reference to Prosecco, which is a sparkling Italian wine.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So we're back at it with the food names.
Absolutely. You know what? It's refreshing. It is very refreshing.
I'll agree. Prosecco is quite refreshing. As they climb upwards out of Green Day's range, Secco ambushes with his stand Oasis, or Sanctuary, which allows him to swim through and soften solid ground. So as they're getting attacked, not being able to like go into a lower altitude, we suddenly have a mole enemy that's kind of like underneath you and is a threat underneath you and is trying to pull you under. Wild.
Well, I just... Okay, I know we did this bit last time, but like, what about sparkling wine makes you think you can swim through land?
I don't know.
You know, I just we did this bit. We did this bit with what was it, like the Clash?
Exactly.
I don't get it. I want to know. I want to know what the naming process is.
I mean, I don't know. I think they just kind of did what they could, I think.
Is it just what bands haven't we used?
What bands haven't we used, and what should we name all the villains this season?
Oh God!
Rocky has just like a spinning wheel in his apartment somewhere.
Show me Green Day.
Secco's attack threatens to pull the group down and trigger Green Day's effects, so Bucciarati jumps off of a ledge and ambushes Secco, who is surprised that Bucciarati is not affected by the mold, as it should attack all living things. Bucciarati's team manages to escape in a car and drive towards Rome, but on the way, Giorno notices that Bucciarati has a hole in his wrist, his skin is cold, and that he has no pulse. Bucciarati reveals that although Giorno brought him back to life after King Crimson's attack in Venice, he has already died and is only still moving on due to Golden Experience's ability, and that he has accepted his fate. So Bruno is a living dead man, a zombie right now.
That pissed me off so badly.
Talk about it. Speak your truth.
Just kill him or don't.
Right, yeah, no. I get it.
That's so stupid, because what is to stop him from doing that with Abacchio?
Right.
What is to stop him from doing that with literally anyone he came across at that point? If it is just as easy, if it's The Last of Us out here, if Golden Experience can just do that, then what beats it? What beats... you're a necromancer. What beats a necromancer in the JoJo universe?
No, I mean, I think it's because of like the very last episode that we actually find out why this happened to Bucciarati. So we're gonna have to hold on and figure this out a little bit later.
Just let him die.
I get it.
Oh God, no, my sheer willpower. No, it fucking doesn't. All right, I could want to live so hard. If I don't have my internal organs, it doesn't matter how hard I want it.
That's true. Yeah, no. If you're bleeding from everything, it's hard to kind of want it.
If I'm a strip of human jerky, it's not happening, bro. Like, it's just not.
Iraqi.
Just
Arriving in Rome, the group is ambushed by Cioccolata and Secco again, this time from a helicopter, which spread Green Day's mold all over the city, with everyone being underneath Cioccolata. So basically the effect triggers for pretty much everyone because of the altitude of the helicopter.
Do you think Cioccolata can rent an apartment?
I don't think so. He is a doctor, and he used to kill his patients, and he was very abusive to his patients. So I'm sure he could probably rent an apartment, maybe.
Oh, I was going for the fact that, like, you know, he'd cause a mold outbreak in the apartment. It was an HOA joke. It wasn't supposed to go that dark.
He can rent? That's up to you and the HOA folks.
Because he makes mold and he makes it moldy. Never mind. Don't worry about it. They can't. You know what? They can't all be pull over, you're laughing so hard funny. They can't be swerve your car into an intersection jokes. Just let's move on.
Listen, guys, he's my best friend. I just want you to give him a chance. You know what I'm talking about? Just hold on a little bit.
I know I told you he was cool. Just like give him a minute. Like he's like Reggie Gigas from Pokemon. Give him 5 turns. Give him 5 turns. Till turn
3.
Like just.
Oh my god! Arriving in Rome, the group is ambushed by Cioccolata and Secco again from the helicopter. Secco drops into the ground to attack them once more. Giorno and Mista shoot a building with golden experience infused bullets, which sprout roots to grab and keep the helicopter in place. Pretty cool. He turned the bullets into seeds midair and they grew into plants, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Giorno and Mista climb the roots to pursue Cioccolata while Bucciarati prepares to deal with Secco on the ground. Well, yeah, these two have a 3-part episode, so like this fight was kind of meant to be our holdover before Diavolo. Even though we now kind of knew a little bit more about Diavolo, and he had taken someone precious from us as well.
Yes, he did.
So I liked this. I liked this fight, and it's pretty crazy.
It was a great fight. It was like it felt like an end of JoJo fight.
Sure, definitely right. It's got what's it called? It's got Vanilla Ice energy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thankfully, higher survival rate, but
yeah, unfortunately.
Episode 31, Green Day and Oasis Part 2, or Green Tea and Sanctuary Part 2. While making light of Secco's poor verbal skills, Bucciarati... Sorry, that's pretty funny. While making light of Secco's poor verbal skills, Bucciarati is suddenly overwhelmed by the punches of Secco, who rebounds his own fists from the ground to increase his speed and power. Yeah, so like wherever his elbows hit, he kind of makes it softer so that they rebound like boxing ropes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so...
That's cool.
He's a powerful physical fighter, which I didn't expect with the whole, like, I can make the ground soft thing, like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Giorno and Mista climb the building holding Cioccolata's helicopter. But when Mista fires Sex Pistols inside, they cannot find Cioccolata, and instead they and Mista are wounded. Giorno and pistol number 5, so bullet number 5, pretty much, enter the helicopter, but Cioccolata has surgically separated his own body into pieces, which are able to stay living thanks to Green Day's mold. So,
Ew.
Yeah, he's like a spiderweb man. I hated it. It was not great.
It was not. No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit.
Cioccolata attacks Giorno, trying to force him downwards to trigger the mold. Giorno manages to launch one of Mista's bullets into Cioccolata's head, and he apparently falls dead. However, Giorno rightly suspects that he is faking. Cioccolata sits up and announces that he and his severed arm are ready to kill Mista. However, the bullet that Giorno shot into Cioccolata's head transforms into a beetle, which chews through his skull.
Oh,
Hey.
oh no.
No.
Oh
No.
I take it back. That's the worst way to die. Oh no.
That's the thing. Is it really should be the final blow, but Cioccolata is famously subjected to the 7-page Muda.
Oh, yes.
Maybe one of the most iconic moments of Giorno. Maybe one of the most iconic moments of Jojo. 7 pages long of just brutal ass beatdown, and they made you want this. They made you know that this man deserves this.
Well deserved.
And that's where he hits the. You can tell where Dio's influence is still in his blood because he hits the. So,
oh my god.
It might have been Jonathan's dick, but it's Dio's jeans, man. I'll tell you what.
How, though? I never understood how.
Couldn't tell you.
Those are Jonathan's balls.
Couldn't tell you, Chief.
I don't get it.
Giorno uses gold experience to viciously pummel Cioccolata to death and sends his body flying into a garbage truck. I heard a theory about this, that because Giorno's punches can also give life, he was basically punching and also healing, and punching and healing, and punching and healing, so that it would last longer, which is absolutely
I love that.
bucket.
That's so funny. I remember thinking about that with Josuke. That is such a fun way to beat your enemy, is just like healing them and then beating them again. Like, I love that idea. Like, some people just deserve it, you know? And like, oh, that's so good. That is so good.
Underground, Secco calls Cioccolata on his cell phone, but he does not answer. Secco then notices and listens to a voice message from Cioccolata stating that they are invincible and that he loves Secco. Cioccolata had essentially brainwashed Secco. He was one of his patients, and he became kind of this like loyal, kind of like Reek from Game of Thrones type like servant, essentially. Yeah. He like treated him almost like a dog or like a very young child. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of bad. It's kind of awful. There's nothing worse than like an evil doctor. There's just something so horribly sinister about it.
Absolutely. Secco then, reinvigorated, prepares to attack Bucciarati, and the scene is being watched through binoculars by a man in the Roman Colosseum. Pretty spooky.
Oh, yeah.
However, Colton, this is our 145th episode of JoJo.
Hey, let's go.
Close to that 150, my friend.
Let's do it.
And this is going to be our final episode for tonight. Green Day and Oasis, Part 3. Or Green Day and Sanctuary, Part 3. Because of his superior speed, Secco severely injures Bucciarati, who decides to flee. Secco then receives a final voice message from Cioccolata, who informs him that Bucciarati's group intend to meet someone in a Colosseum who has plans to beat the boss. Now, if you've been with us so far, throughout the JoJo parts, throughout all of the JoJo episodes, and you're here with us right now, I hope you can appreciate the magnificence of this sentence. The mysterious man is revealed to be the fighting Frenchman, the escargot himself, the one, the only, Pierre Pollnaref.
When I tell you, I shot out of my seat. I was so excited. I was like, I was freaking. I love Pollnaref so much. I love him so much.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened to him? Is he okay? Like, do we need to check in on Pollnaref? And then he shows up.
Right.
Oh my God. I was like, I'm in for season 5. That's it. We're good. I'm in. That's it. My favorite season. We're good.
Right. He shows up. He shows up a little changed, but he is a major force behind the rest of this story. What a comeback. Like, what an amazing time to place this. What a good character to use for this.
Oh yeah. This was peak writing. This was so good because like at this point, you kind of forgot about Pollnaref.
Yeah, you had all of part 4
You know?
dealing with Jotaro and
Yeah.
Joseph. Kakyoin's dead. Iggy's dead. Avdol's dead. Pollnaref. He's the only logical choice.
Yeah, and like, and Jotaro. Wait, Jotaro's not dead, is he?
No, he's in part 4. He's in part 4. That's
Yeah,
what I
he's
was
in part
saying. Is that
4.
he and Joseph
Like-
are in part 4, but you don't see what Pollnaref is up to in part 4.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, what a perfect way to round out part 3 forever. You know, like they're so good.
Yeah. So the mysterious man is revealed to be our boy JPP, who has one of the stand arrows, but is now missing many of his body parts and is confined to a wheelchair. So yeah, he's got like an eye patch on, he has like a metal hand, some metal legs, and he's wheelchair bound for sure. But the stand arrow that he has is not a full arrow. It's got like part of the shaft, but it has this mysterious like beetle on it almost. And
Yeah.
that's the Requiem arrow. That's the one. Oof. So he's like, he's got it, and that's kind of what he's there. He's the guy that they kind of like spoke through the weird FaceTime call, the weird Zoom call. And what a time. That's so cool.
I love him so much. I'm so happy he's back. Like, it was so good. I still remember that moment. I was like, oh, it's so good.
Bucciarati uses sticky fingers to escape underground towards the Colosseum, but Sekko tracks him using his highly sensitive hearing. Sekko forces Bucciarati out of the ground by creating a rain of stone spikes, but Bucciarati bursts a nearby car tire to pop Sekko's eardrums. Panic.
Ow.
Yeah, not great, because wow. Yeah, panicking, Sekko grabs a nearby boy, who coincidentally happens to be Doppio, intending to use him as a hostage to escape. So, because he can't hear anything, he has no idea where Bucciarati is. So, he, instead of taking that disadvantage, he takes a hostage.
And Doppio was just chilling.
Fucking there. However, Bucciarati uses sticky fingers to harmlessly punch through Doppio and unzips Sekko's head from his neck. Struggling to save himself, Sekko stumbles into the same garbage truck containing Cicolata's body as it drives away.
Such a good way to dispose of these guys.
Literally dispose of these guys.
I love them. I love that. So I love the Looney Tunes ass way they did them in.
That's all of them. These guys are gonna get crushed and burned.
And probably recycled.
Right. Meanwhile, Bucciarati's body starts falling apart from the damage it has sustained, and Doppio prepares to kill him. Because Doppio seems that this is my literal perfect opportunity to kill Bruno Bucciarati, someone who has cost me an immense amount of trouble. It's right. The time is right. So we're gonna see what happens next time.
Do 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 do.
It does
I know
feel
it's
like
the
that.
wrong season, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I can't. It's so close. We're so close to the end of the season, for sure.
Oh yeah.
We got about 6 episodes left. So
we have to have Jiggy on this this last bit. We have to.
That's why we got to cut it a little short this evening to make room for Golden Jigsperience Requiem on the next podcast.
He's gonna have a lot to say. So
can't wait.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna really fluff it up. Make it the episode it deserves to be.
Absolutely. Let me know. I'm here and I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, my plug today is be kind to each other. That's it.
Oh
yeah,
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd plug my streams, but I'm not doing them for now.
So what's your piece of advice?
My piece of advice is love yourself, and your brain is so much meaner to you than anyone else will ever be. And you're the only person that thinks that way. So
I see what you've done there. You think you're approaching me on this podcast to call me out?
I can't kick your ass if I'm that far away from you.
Well, thankfully, I'll see you very soon. I can't wait, buddy.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, yeah, dude.
All right. Goodbye,
Talk to you
everybody.
soon.
Goodbye, stand users.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.